how your feminine energy attracts high quality men. Hello, ladies, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Alex Cormont. I'm your French relationship expert, but today I have a special guest with me. It's Candice Oneida. How are you doing, Candice?
I'm well, thanks, Alex. So lovely
Thanks
to
so
be here
much
today.
for being here. You're such amazing. So you're an international speaker and the #1 Australian feminine power and energy mentor. This is just amazing, and I'm so happy to have you on my YouTube channel. I watched several of your videos on your YouTube channel. I love the content. And so can you just introduce yourself a little bit for the ladies that don't know you yet, please?
Sure, yeah. So, I focus on working with super smart, savvy, successful women, right? Who have sort of ticked off all of the boxes of success. They're successful in their career, and yet what they often find is that they're starting to burn out like that. So they seem to have sort of done everything the world has shown them to be successful, right? And yet they're burning out, they're exhausted, and they don't understand why they can't, get into the kind of relationship they really want. And yeah, we've got some secrets for you about that today, basically.
Yeah, I think that will be really fun today. I love your work. I really love your YouTube channel. But the first question I want to ask you is, what is feminine? What is being feminine? Because I would say that we have a lot of, in our society, we teach people how to be feminine because by being a model, by paying attention to the way you dress, the way you have to talk. But what is feminine for you, please?
Really great question. Because
Thank
if
you.
there's anything that happened for me in my discovery, just so you know, so just a little background on me personally, because it
Yeah,
might give
sure.
some of your women some context. So I was basically, for the first 12 years of my career, I was a corporate woman. I was at the peak of my profession as a commercial interior designer. And then for the last 20 odd years, I've actually run my own companies successfully. But in my 40s, what happened is I started burning out. I went into super duper burnout, and I had no idea why. I always ate great food, I always exercised, and I was burning out fast. And I had no context, no role models, no idea of what I now know feminine to be then at all. And that was actually the issue. And to top it off, I was not attracting the kind of man I wanted to be with at all. In fact, I was actively, unconsciously pushing them away.
Okay.
Right? And so what I discovered in a lot of research, a lot of reading, and there wasn't much to read about, and there were no feminine mentors or coaches at the time, was that feminine is probably not what you think at all.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so the thing is, feminine, because of also my spiritual training, is something more of an inner force. And feminine, in my YouTube channel called She TV, I say, this is about becoming powerfully feminine from the inside out. Okay, there's a million YouTube channels out there about hair and makeup and clothing, and that's all great. And I'm really girly, and I love that stuff too. But in my work, I consider it the adornment piece. And this is, don't take this the wrong way, but I would say you can put lipstick on a pig and it's still a pig.
Yeah, I understand.
Right? The point is, what you want to learn how to do and to recognize and to wake up inside of yourself is this feminine energy that is something that is innate inside you. It's something you can learn to rest on, to be and to embody, importantly, like really important to learn how to embody it. And that this then turns everything around in your life, in your head, in your dynamics, in relationships. It starts to show you how to feel feminine, so that you're walking around inside your own body, feeling good about your body. You love your body. You love your energy. Your energy's full, right? Really filled up. And that this is the thing Like if you want the biggest tip, and Alex knows this.
Of course I want the biggest tip. Of course I want it. I want to make sure I will receive
Exactly.
it.
Men will fall all over themselves for that in a woman. They are so motivated by that in a woman. They will do anything for it, to protect it, to love and adore it in you. And even if you're one of those smart, savvy, successful women, just like I was also really in my masculine, so in my masculine. And that's what was burning me out. And it was what was turning men away from me.
So can you share with us what would be the difference between feminine energy and masculine energy?
Yeah, good one. So the thing is, on my own path, what I also realized was that there's a lot of confusion about feminine and masculine. Yeah. Huge amount of confusion, right? And I won't go into this too much today because there's a lot to it, but I'm also a trained astrologer for some 30 years.
Okay.
And in astrology, you learnt about planets and planetary forces and the lower mode and the higher mode of the planets, right? Mm-hmm. And then I had this big epiphany one day, this big wake up, like why, when I try to talk about feminine and masculine, do people just not get it? Or they're talking about what I now call the lower mode, or the false feminine and the false masculine, right? So I had this epiphany one day, oh, there's a lower mode of feminine and lower mode of masculine, and a higher mode of feminine, a higher mode of masculine. And so because I largely coach and mentor women, I call it the true feminine and the false feminine. And it's the same for the true and the false masculine. Now, saying that generally, I'm going to give you some general things about feminine and masculine. So let's just see that the feminine is more about this energetic receptivity.
Okay.
A being orientation, a receiving of the masculine in this dynamic. And the masculine is more a doing, a penetrating orientation. Now, don't take this the wrong way. And it's not just per chance that our genitals are like that. Like literally, we are oriented toward taking some things inside of us, and the masculine's oriented toward penetration, right? And yet we've all been taught as women, right, to be doing, going, do, go, goal set, penetrate, right? And what a man feels like when we do that is that we're being a dude, you know? And it's a real turn-off, isn't it, Alex?
Yes, and I love the fact you say that, because I'm always talking in my videos to let the guy do the first step, because men needs this in order to feel attracted by you. So what you say is really important, because feminine energy is about receiving, and masculine energy would be about giving, or at least like doing the steps and coming towards you. Do you think that feminine energy, because when I listened to you, I felt that being in a feminine energy means having self-confidence. Is it the same, or do you see a little bit of difference between being in the feminine energy and having self-confidence?
It's a little different. It's a little different because, of course, we'd want our men to have self-confidence too, right? And we want our men to be in their masculine. So self-confidence, for example, would be something that the true feminine and the true masculine experience, right? But confidence in your feminine energy and power is very different than the confidence you may be more familiar and comfortable with, which is that you're confident in masculine ways of being and doing life. So what I teach my women is how to be confident in, just as Alex just said, let the man take the first steps. You see, if we do that, we deny him his masculine desire and right to take the first steps and to win us, right? Alex, because
this is just powerful. You know, I'm like learning a lot with you. So I understand why I always say like men needs to do the first step. It's also a proof of I'm interested in you. But if you do the first step, ladies, you will be in the masculine energy, and then it doesn't know how to react. So basically you just answer the question how your feminine energy attracts high quality men, because a good guy needs to come to you. The question is, how long do they have to stay in the feminine energy? Does that mean that they cannot text, they cannot call, they cannot ask you to go out? How to find the right balance? That's a tricky question.
Yeah, and it's something you learn how to do once you master the feminine energy. So look, let's just say that for most of possibly your women and mine, we're so accomplished in the masculine. The whole world, all the paradigms we live in, to know it's just they're masculine paradigms. That doesn't mean they're bad. That doesn't mean men are bad, of course. It has actually nothing to do with men. It's just that they're masculine. And so we've all been taught to be really strong and confident, the word confidence, in our masculine. And so my whole mission is so it's a bit like we've been walking around the world, in 2D. We've had one eye blocked. And all we see is two dimensions, and we know that how to operate in the two-dimensional world, in this metaphor.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, I just want to show you that if we take that off, wow, firstly, the world looks awesome in 3 dimensions. Suddenly, we don't want to cut off all of this masculine know-how, but suddenly, wow, things are so beautiful in 3 dimensions. It's such a different way to navigate life. And my job, and I'm sure Alex's too, is I'm not trying to diminish your experience of your life, but expand it, right? And so once you learn how to, what I call, master the 5 core feminine arts, you can actually expand this spectrum of your life experience. And then when you master it, because you're going to have to master again what it's like to be feminine, then you can know when to do this and when to do that, when to, lean in a little bit, when to lean back, when you're being pushy or you're not allowing his masculine in, you'll know, okay? But you can only know by trying it out. Firstly, learning what that is, and then actually practicing it. And, dating and relationships is one of the best crucibles in which to practice feminine masculine dynamics.
This is true. And so I have a question for you, because I have coached thousands of women in my life. Some of them, they got abused in their past. They were with a man that cheated on them. So they had to build kind of a protection, And do you think that every woman can just master the feminine energy, even if in their past they just lived bad experience? They were in a relationship with toxic men, narcissists. Do you feel that it's still possible to master the feminine energy?
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about in that question, right? That's maybe a topic for another whole video.
Sure, I would love to do another video, yeah.
Because what you're touching on are 2 really key topics inside of that question, which is vulnerability and boundaries, right?
Okay.
Both of which, by the way, are true feminine traits. So when I'm also coaching a woman about, okay, she's dealt with toxic men, she's been in narcissistic relationships. We're not going to say, well, you just have to open and receive anything and anyone that comes to you. That would be stupid. That would be lacking in discernment, right? And so while we're learning how to open again, because when we've been hurt, male or female, right, we need to trust. And that's okay. It's you don't put everything on the table in your first date or your first 6 dates or something. That takes time. And that would be with a friendship as much as an emotional relationship. So we want to take time with that. And it's fine that you take time, and as much time as you need. But in order to do that, you need to know your boundaries. But boundaries don't mean you stay closed. That means that you're clear on who you are, you're clear on your value, you're clear on who's inside and outside of your boundaries, what's inside and outside of your boundaries, in order that you can let go and learn to love again and to be vulnerable with people.
What I love in your response is it seems that everyone with their own history, personality can do action. So there is a response for everyone. And this is what I love about coaching. I love about your videos and your advice. It's like, it shows that wherever you are, ladies, you can master your feminine energy and you can find the answers to date a high quality man. So this is why I really was thinking I want to have you on my YouTube channel, because the more questions I ask you, the more I feel that there is a response for everyone. Now, I know that you have a special quiz because I want my ladies, my community to do this quiz and to learn about their feminine energy. Can you talk a little bit about it, please?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've just touched on what I call the 4 feminine archetypes today, which encompass the true and the false feminine. Okay. There's actually 4 feminine, there's 2 false feminine and 2 true feminine archetypes. And in my little quiz, it's just you answer 12 little questions. What it will show you is where your dominant archetype is right now. It's really fun. It's really easy. And then afterwards, I'll send you some emails with some more information about the archetypes.
Wow. So I will include the link just right below. The question is there one archetype that is good? Should we be like in a high feminine energy, or is it is there good and bad response basically on the quiz?
Well, it's like what the quiz will show you is whether you're what's called the maid, the princess, the queen, or the priestess. Okay. So that's the 4 feminine archetypes, and the queen and the priestess are the 2 true feminine archetypes. And so they're what you're aiming for. They're what I know are inside you. Even if you find yourself answering and become, to the false feminine, I know it's inside you. You just don't know how to access it. You haven't had any mentorship or any role models. And so that's exactly what I'm here to show you how to do.
Yes, thanks so much. So I will include the link right below, ladies. Go take the quiz and try and let us know in the comment section right below. What archetype are you? Because that would be fun to see that. And so I know we just have a lot of time, so we do another video about vulnerability. I'm sure you will love it, Candice, if it's okay for you. I'm trying to push it because I want to learn more with you. That's just amazing to me. Thank you so much for your time. What will be the final word advice that you can share to women that wants to attract high quality men with mastering the feminine energy? What will be the final word of this video?
I think the thing I would say is there's 2 sides to it, because when you realize how good men really are and you learn how to understand the masculine, which is actually another really important thing for us to learn as women, we stop emasculating them. So especially if we've been in what I call man mode or our masculine dominant, we've been emasculating a lot of men in our lives. And so, take heart, I was that person too. And when you start to learn these things and you realize that men they want you, they want your vulnerability, they want your feminine energy, they love your intelligence and your capability too. They love all of it, but they love the spectrum of who you are. So just know that it's all there inside you. You just need a little bit of coaching and guidance to get there.
I love the fact that you say that it's inside you. And as I always say, there is no reason to suffer. If you need some help, there is professional here. There is people like Candice that can really help you master your feminine energy. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate. I will include also your YouTube channel just right below because I want ladies to watch your videos. This is just powerful. It's things that I don't talk about because I don't know how to master your feminine energy. I'm not the pro for it. So you need to click the link below, do the quiz, watch the videos, and make sure that you will empower yourself. Thank you so much, Candice. It was a pleasure to have you on my YouTube channel. I know that you speak a little bit of French, so merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
And I will talk to you soon. We would love to have you for another video about vulnerability. I think this is
I'd love to come back.
That would be like a good word. So ladies, if you want this video, you have to comment right below. You have to share with this video with a like, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much, ladies. Take care of yourself.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.